either spend more money on ads, you pay for more influencers, you post more organically, not matter what type of business you have. All right. The second way, you increase your sales. And somebody said they can't hear me, so I'm gonna try to do it like this. Let me know if y'all can hear me. That way I'm not just saying this stuff a whole bunch of times and y'all can't hear me. All right. Now, the second way to increase the amount of sales you get is what I just talked about, increasing your conversion rate. Okay. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to try to increase your conversion rates, there's a couple of different things you have to look at though. Okay. Are you increasing your conversion rate based off of a pricing change? All right. Is your conversion rate going up or down based off of you changing the prices of your items? That's number one. Number two, when you are trying to change things when it comes to your business model, when it comes to the type of business that you have, if you're selling products online, if you have a clothing brand, you got to be very meticulous on what you're changing and how many different changes you're making. Okay, unless you just know for a fact it's just a no-brainer change that's going to end with a result that you would be likely happy about. Okay, you want to be careful when you're changing your website a whole bunch of times, or when you're changing the copy or the words a whole bunch of times. The reason being is because if you change something and it doesn't work, you don't know. If you changed a whole bunch of things, right, and then it doesn't work, you don't know what part of it didn't work. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. I went to your class. I'm needing more information. Let me know whatever questions you got. Just drop them down below. All right. So again, that's one thing that you have to pay attention to. Okay. Now, if we can increase our conversion rate, okay, if we can increase our conversion rate, if we can take a 1% and turn it into a 2%, if you doubled your conversion rate, right, just by changing your website, changing the copy on your website, maybe changing the images of the products that you're selling, maybe making it more engaging, maybe making better content, maybe targeting better people when you're running your ads, or sending them to better influencers who may be more aligned with what you're doing, right? If you can just literally increase your conversion rate, you can double, triple, or even quadruple your sales quicker than most options. Okay. So number one, we talked about getting more eyes on what you're selling or what you're doing. The second thing we talked about is making sure that you can either look at your conversion rate and increase it based off of the pricing, or increase it based off of making adjustments to your website. And again, this is universal. Does not matter what type of business it is. It's the same thing that when it comes to sales teams, all of those things, right? Better quality leads, all of that stuff. I know these things because I do have a sales team. All right. Number three, okay. Most people's normal option to go to is increase their prices. Okay. So that's another way that you can increase the amount of money that you're making. You can either double, triple, quadruple the amount of money that you're making. You can either, again, get more eyes on what you're selling, your website, right? Number two, increase your conversion rate, making better enhancements to your website, to your product, or adding other things to it to make it more attractive for a person to want to buy, right? And then number three, we talked about, what was number three? I forgot what the fuck number three was. Conversions, website, pricing, okay? It's pricing, all right? So those are three different ways that you can increase the amount of money you make, okay? Now, what I'm going to talk about in this live is the very first one, right? Lead Dino. Now, the reason this is important is because I don't really hear a lot of clothing brand owners, especially nowadays, and I don't know if it's because I've been in this space maybe a little bit longer than most. Maybe I have a little bit more experience, or maybe I've just tested around or done more research or something like that, right? Now, the reason Lead Dino is important is because a lot of people don't talk about building an affiliate army for your clothing brand, for your business, right? Now, shout out to Alex Hormozy. He has a book coming out very shortly called $100 Million Leads. And I'll do a video for you guys once I get done reading it, once I buy it and things like that, right? But the very most important thing, like, that I could see right now, if you're doing all the things right in your mind, right? Like, you're posting consistently, you're spending money on ads, you're testing different products, you are you're just doing a lot of different things, right? Doing the things that you know you should be doing, right? If you're doing all of those things and you're still not seeing an increase that you'd want to see, try building a affiliate army, right? Now listen to this. I really want y'all to listen and pay attention. The reason this is important is because imagine if you had 50 little yous running out selling your product to other people that they know, okay? So now you're going to be able to bring in sales that you normally wouldn't be able to get. Why? Well, because at the end of the day, right? So manufacturers, I know, So at the end of the day, right, if you get more people out there serving you or serving people, right, and they're trying to sell your products for you, these are sales that you wouldn't normally get because you wouldn't normally be able to reach them through your content. It sometimes takes a person who knows a person to buy something. Think about this, right? How many times have y'all been around a person, right? And it was like, damn, I like those shoes. Where'd you get them from? And then they was like, you told them where you got them from, and then they went and just bought it, right? How many times has that happened to you in your life? Like all of us, if you're in here, you're probably over the age of 18, right? So it's probably happened a bunch of times where either you have asked somebody that you like something and said, hey, I want to buy that. Where'd you get it? And then you went and bought it, right? Or vice versa. All the time, right? So why aren't you building a brand that allows other people to make money with you? So by building an affiliate army around your brand, what you're doing is you're basically building a separate community outside of the people you're trying to sell to. Okay. So let's just say we have a big circle like this, and then we have an inner circle like this, right? An inner circle like this of people promoting your brand for you. All right. What's the topic? Increasing your sales. Increasing your sales. Now, here's the thing. Imagine if there was 50 yous posting the same day that you're about to do a drop, the same day that you're about to release, the same day that you're doing a discount. Imagine that. And these are things that you can do with Lead Dino. So you can literally build your own little community of affiliates. You can have them have their own link, right? They can have their own little link that they send out to people, and it'll track the amount of money that they're making on their own. So when I first did this, I had one of our top affiliates at that time, because we was just starting out. Our top affiliate was like $3,000. So think about that. They brung in $3,000 to my brand. Sales that I normally would not have gotten because they promoted it on their Instagram. They may have had their own email list. They may have had a YouTube channel, right? I don't know how they actually did it. I should probably ask, right? But at the end of the day, they may have had one of these three things, and they utilized it to their advantage. Now, the reason it's important for somebody else to want to do this is because, number one, they don't have to deal with any customer service. All they got to do is post it and promote it. All they got to do is recommend it to somebody else, and I make 30% off of it. I make 40% off of it. I make 50% off of it. And Lead Dino tracks all of that stuff as well. So you don't have to sit there and do it all on your own. But this is another unique form of marketing that most people don't talk about. Because at the end of the day, everybody tells you keep spending money on ads or just try to be the best fucking designer in the world. At the end of the day, if we're being honest right now, especially in this space, a lot of people are doing what other people are doing. And that's because it's working. You can't fault people for doing that, right? Same thing with Instagram. Same thing with Facebook. If they seen something that was working for Twitter, they tried it out on their own. Now, obviously, in the long run, did it help them at all? I don't know. But at the end of the day, they tried it, they copied, and they did it. Like that's the world that we live in. The smarter you get, the more that you read, the more books that you read, the more podcasts you consume, the more self-aware that you become, you'll start realizing it's very, very difficult to be organic and just be the first at doing something in a world full of billions of people. To think of one idea that nobody has ever came with, it's very difficult. Has it happened? Absolutely. We wouldn't be here right now if it didn't, right? But the reality of it is people are doing doing the things that work for other people. And you can't really fault them for that. But at the end of the day, this is something that can work for anybody, because at the end of the day, you can have your cousins affiliating for you, right? Now there's an incentive for somebody to go out there and promote your brand, to promote your product. Right now, if you just ask somebody, yo, can you repost this on your story for me? They're probably not going to do it, right? However, if there was an incentive for them to do so, like, hey, I got this drop coming, you can get 50% of whatever sales you bring in off of your link. Can you promote it for me? Absolutely. Now they might post it 3-4 times now over a long period of time. Then they may make some money and be like, oh, you know what? Let me just keep doing this every month because this is just some extra money that's coming in. So these are things that y'all want to start thinking about. If that is making sense right now, I need y'all to let me know in the chat. I need y'all to let me know. If this is making sense what I'm telling you, let me know, right? Because again, you're getting sales from a different audience, you're allowing your brand to really break out of the cage that it's in and start drifting off into other spaces and other conversations. And again, it doesn't matter what type of business it is. These are things like you have to start like paying attention to. There's the small little meticulous things that I've learned over these last 4 years that have taken me to the next level, to have taken me to where I am right now. And these small little things, look, you may be thinking like, nah, this ain't gonna make a drastic change to my business. It may not change instantly, right? However, what I can say is imagine the point where you get 2,000 people to affiliate for you. Imagine you sending one email blast out, right, to all of your list of affiliates, and then all they did was rush to go post it on their Instagram, rush to go post it on their TikTok. If it's a brand, they may have a piece from you. They may have done a picture in your stuff, right? So they may go repost this and be like, yo, this shirt is from X, Y, and Z. Make sure you check them out. They got a 40% off sale. So imagine if that just compounded over 2 years. Imagine doing Black Friday. Imagine Cyber Monday. Imagine Christmas. Imagine all these times where they have opportunities to make more money and you have an opportunity to make more money because number one, you're discounting it. Number two, they have an incentive to promote your product, but it's also going to be easier for them to sell if you give them an incentive to use, like 50% off, 30% off, 40% off, things like that, right? So now they're more likely, they're more confident in their ability to get a sale for you, which in return will get them paid. Now, Lead Dino just gives you the ability for them to manage their own account, have their own link, and you'll be able to instantly pay them out through PayPal, Coinbase, and other options just by using Lead Dino. Yo, Tez, when are you coming to New York? I have no clue. I've never been to New York. I would love to come out to New York. Actually, what's crazy is majority of my audience is actually in New York. The people who really engage with my stuff are people in New York. So I got to come show some love to people in New York. I really appreciate everybody in New York. Makes sense. Multiplication. Exactly. So now you're multiplying yourself though. So like you can get more eyes on what you're doing, or you can increase your conversion rate, which are all great things. These are, if you're a year into business right now, these are all things that you should be going back on and looking at. I just did a YouTube video that I recorded. I just recorded a YouTube video yesterday where I talked about how you guys can increase, double or even quadruple your the amount of money that you're making right now through your business. So I have a YouTube video that I recorded yesterday. That'll be dropping next week, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. My first pop-up shop, I did a video on it during, and then all the things that I learned after. So I think that'll be very, very vital for a lot of people who are just starting out with their brands. All right. But again, doing affiliate marketing is a way that nobody, like, think about this. Have you, actually, let me ask you this. All right. Is there anybody outside of me who has talked to you about affiliate marketing for your own brand, for your own business, or if you're on Shopify, for your Shopify store? Have you heard that anywhere else before coming into this live? No. In most cases, right? In most cases, no. Because at the end of the day, these people aren't doing these things. These are things that you learn after doing all of those things that I'm telling you, by fixing your website and increasing your conversion rate and maybe changing your prices up a little bit and all those things and changing the shipping incentives. Like, I could go down a list of things. And the reason I can do something like this isn't because I'm a know-it-all or by any means. I just decided to test these things out on my own, and I have years of experience. And I decide to, hey, let me just give you the information, and hopefully you're able to benefit from it, right? But in most cases, nobody really talks about that. That's a way of multiplying yourself. There's no way, I don't think that there will be, maybe I might be wrong, right? But in my personal opinion, I think out of all the things that you could do outside of increasing your conversion rate, I think that might be the most important thing that you could possibly do adding into 2023 to help you get to the next level. These are things that people are just not doing. These are things that just not doing. So guess what? If you do it, and you do it over a long period of time, and okay, you got your first one, your second one, your fifth one, your 12th one, whatever it is, however many affiliates you get up to, and it really depends on your audience size, that's how you're going to be able to take things to the next level and skyrocket. Now think about how many sales you're going to be able to get if you got 50 people promoting your stuff. One love from Tennessee. You are a life changer, bro. Much love, man. Appreciate you. Such a genuine soul. You motivate me. Hey, I'm just trying to get a game. Is AI great to incorporate? I would be incorporated in every place. Should I post mock-ups if I haven't gotten any samples yet? You could. You definitely could. Do you review other items other than clothing in your PO lives? Not really. Also, real quick. All right. Real quick. I am doing a YouTube video where I show you guys all the brands, okay, that you guys send me in my P.O. box. So for any and every person who has a clothing brand, you want me to wear your stuff, okay, make sure that you guys send me your PO box info. Okay, or not send me your PO box info. Send your stuff to my PO box. Your best items. My bad. Is pre-order method fine, or should you invest on pre-made? I would say pre-order. Pre-order all the way. You don't want to spend a bunch of money out of pocket on that stuff. But again, this Friday, okay, let me repeat that. This Friday, I'm going to be unloading this Saturday, I'm going to unload everything from my P.O. box, okay? I'm going to let that motherfucker build up. I'm going to unload everything from my P.O. box, and then I'm going to do a full YouTube video on just the stuff that's in my P.O. box, with the hopes that y'all are able to get more sales, make more money, and get more eyes on what y'all are doing. So if you have a dope clothing brand and you have some dope pieces that you feel like will be able to help your brand get out there more, send them over to me. You can click the link in my bio. My P.O. box is in there, has the sizes that I wear, and you know, all the good stuff that y'all need to know to do it. Pre-order, just a mad slow method. Not really if you're doing it strategically. Where can I download mockups? You can download them at the Brand Bible. How do you put together a website for your business? Use Shopify. How does it work between the manufacturer and the warehouse? What do you mean? What size hoodie do you wear? I wear a medium. Again, all my P.O. box information as far as sizes, where to send it to, all of that stuff is in my bio. When you start a clothing brand, is it best that you get a trademark? Out the gate, you don't have to. I would say test the concept, test the item, test the brand first, see if that works, and then start the process. Where do you get tech packs from? You can have the designers actually make the tech packs for you. So you have to set up your market high, right? That sometimes scare the people. How do maneuver from the obstacles besides discounts? You just have to be confident in your ways of marketing. You got to be confident in how you market. In most cases, though, when you raise prices and things, it changes the perception of the value. So think about it. If you buy something that's low price, you probably think the quality is low. But if you buy something that was super expensive, you'd probably expect more out of it. So in most cases, if you have a fire piece and it's actually